University, 21, Tim Duncan.
5 on the shot clock. Jackson, not a good shot. Here comes Jason Kidd in a hurry. Martin around Duncan. Duncan got a hand on it.
The league's best defense here. New Jersey's best percentage shooter is Lucius Harris at 42%.
Here's Jackson, who took a terrible shot last time. That's a better assist. And Tim Duncan out of the timeout, a chance for a three-point play.
Well, that's what Steven Jackson, and he's been doing it all year long, has given them. Maybe not as good as Sean Elliott, who was here a few years ago, but he gives them that guy who can penetrate, draw the defense, and just dump it off for the easy finish. Well, Martin's doing a nice job of fighting Tim Duncan. Oh, good
Barry Kittles, nice defense. And look at the pass, trying to spin it ahead to Kenyon Martin. Wow. Tony Parker short-armed that one with a couple of big guys in front of him. Neither jumped in the way of the shot.
What a pass.
Kittles, baseline, blocked by Duncan. He'll take it after he got it back. And here comes Duncan with a rebound.
Look at him go.
The 7-footer dribbling up court himself.
We're talking the level of Magic Johnson, Pete Maravich, Walt Frazier, Jerry West here.
Rose up over Williams. Tough shot.
Has San Antonio made a perimeter shot?
Don't remember one.
I don't know if they've taken more than 2 perimeter shots. They've been either getting to the rim and finishing or getting to the rim and getting stripped. It's a tough matchup right here for Steven Jackson.
Harris blocked by Duncan.
Duncan always keeps the ball in play with his block.
That's his 3rd block shot already in the first quarter, fellas.
San Antonio leads the NBA every year in block shots per game. They did it again this year. Absolutely fabulous against Detroit, Johnson.
Tim Duncan puts it in, and again a chance to add one. Williams has 2 now, as does Martin. Four Nets now with 2 fouls each. Martin, Collins, Williams, and Rogers. Those are the big guys.
A broken play for San Antonio going to the hoop. The patience on offense. And when you think about Tim Duncan, is there a better word to describe him than patient? A 6-time All-Star, excuse me, 5-time All-Star in his 6-year NBA career. The only time he didn't make the All-Star game, they didn't play the game because of the lockout season.
Well, they might double team. Maybe one of those things where as soon as he touches it, Dikembe Mutombo, comes over and double teams.
There comes Johnson to double team. That leaves Claxton wide open, and he knocks down the jumper.
I maintain that you're better off having a great star like Duncan beat you with his own scoring as opposed to his passing, getting everybody else into their game.
Boy, because he does as well as any big guy.
Get into the paint, draw the defense, and then kick it out.
What does it come off of? Missed free throw.
Ginobili had Jefferson get on him in a hurry, and takes about 3 steps with no traveling violation. His kid had a hand on it.
Kenyon Martin is everywhere.
Duncan off the glass.
An outstanding article in yesterday's New York Times by Mike Wise on the personal story of Bruce Bowen. If you haven't seen it, you've got to check this out. What a remarkable saga Bruce Bowen's life has been.
Another basketball vagabond. Kenyon Martin with a miss. Tim Duncan with a rebound.
Had to beg and plead, literally buy his way to get a college scholarship at Cal State Fullerton. And now he's starting in the NBA Finals for the favored team.
Kenyon Martin just picked up his 3rd foul. So just like that, Collins and Martin out of the blocks in less than a minute. Each have 3. That's horrible, as Bill would say. But Duncan rips it, and he's hit 3 of his last 4. Jason Collins, Kenyon Martin, each with 3 fouls here within the first 51 seconds of the 3rd quarter. And Tim Duncan knocked them both down, so he's in double figures. And the lead for the Spurs swells to the biggest it's been tonight. The Nets now, going back to the end of the first half, have missed their last 6 shots. 7 now.
Well, the Spurs are doing a much better job of probing the paint area. They're getting into the paint, either kicking out or scoring at the rim. New Jersey settling for jump shots.
Let's see if Scott said his biggest concern was the size of the Spurs. New Jersey's in trouble. They need a timeout desperately.
The Spurs digging into the sides of the Nets. They're up 7. Martin gets set defensively. And Duncan gives it up. Parker will try a 3. Got it!
And now Byron Scott takes the timeout.
He's great. I think he's ready to go. I think he's excited about it. We were talking about it today. When we were in the finals, he was back in France up at 3 a.m. watching the games, and now he's here, and he's excited to be here, and he's ready to roll.
Jefferson will try it again. This one's too strong, and Duncan just one-hands the rebound.
New Jersey is playing and looking at the referees, waiting for a helping hand. This is the NBA Finals. You've got to take it yourself.
Parker on the pick and roll, back to Duncan. Duncan knocks it down outside. 12 points, 12 rebounds for the big fella.
We'll see what happens when you hit a couple shots. They respect you, they double team you, and leave the MVP wide open.
And it becomes infectious now for the Spurs. They're up double digits.
Of his career. Tim Duncan, though, who played against David Robinson when Tim Duncan was in college at Wake Forest, and David Robinson.
7 straight points now in the last minute and a half by the Nets to close that 10-point gap down to where we are, a 3-point lead. Duncan over Kenyon Martin. So that's a tough shot.
So complete, so perfect. I mean, 7 feet tall, facing up, dribbling away from the basket, nothing but net from 18 and fading. That would be the worst thing that would ever happen.
Duncan with Martin on his hip. Duncan, another tough shot. 8 this quarter, 16 for the game. He's got 16. He's had a sensational third quarter after a scoreless second quarter. Duncan with a steal, and now it's the Spurs looking to push it a little bit. Nets with their second field goal drought of over 3 minutes now in this third quarter. Kenyon Martin's jump hook's off the mark. There you see the field goal shooting this quarter has been all San Antonio. They stretch their lead to a dozen with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Game 1 of the NBA Finals in San Antonio. Tim Duncan continuing to put on a third quarter show. Brad Nessler with Bill Walton, Tom Tolbert, Michelle Tafoya, Stuart Scott, Mike Tirico, Doc Rivers, Sean Elliott, Jim Gray, and Ahmad Rashad. I hope I didn't miss anybody.
Nice dribble handoff, Jason Collins.
Rodgers doesn't get it. Duncan cleans the glass again.
Oh, great pass.
Jackson, look out! This is the largest deficit the Nets have faced in the playoffs. They're down 16.
You cannot play better basketball than Tim Duncan is doing right now. Everything. Intimidation, rebounds, outlets, scoring, leadership. What else is there?
Remember, we told you early in the quarter that dating back to the end of the second quarter, the Nets had a drought of over 4.5 minutes. That field goal by Rodgers ended one of over 5. And before Duncan can get the jam, there's a foul. It's on Rodney Rodgers, and he's got 3.
Tim Duncan forces the missed shot. And then the hardest thing for a big man is to turn and get the same rebound that he just forced. The over-the-top pass, right on the mark, the throwdown. That is the MVP, the best player in the land, Tim Duncan. Popovich wisely brings Parker right back in.
Jackson with 4 on the shot clock. Duncan may have gotten away with a push for the offensive rebound, but he puts it right back in.
Give the MVP a little cushion there. They're doing a good job of making them play to their weaknesses.
Tim Duncan, and he's Duncan. He's got 25. Kenyon Martin's got to get back in this ball game, doesn't he?
You've got to come with a different defensive strategy.
Last basket.
You are not going to win the NBA championship by playing conservatively.
Last basket.
You are not going to win the NBA championship by playing conservatively. Right off the bench, both big guns, Duncan and Kenyon Martin coming in with beautiful plays.
Duncan's got 27. Kenyon Martin has 19. It's Duncan's team with a big lead with just over 6 to go.
When we look back at some point, Tim Duncan was only 2 for 3.
Yeah.
Now he has 27, 15, and 5.
And another blocked another shot. But Collins rattles it off the glass.
Defensive presence for the Nets.
Kenyon Martin goes strong, had it blocked. Duncan 6th of the night. He dishes on the baseline to Jackson.
The NBA Finals record is 8 blocks. Duncan right there. And how many did Robinson have? 4 for David Robinson.
Oh, what a shot by Duncan.
Like I said, you can't play any single one move with Tim Duncan. Now, you can't be afraid to attack against it. If they're going to press you, they can pay.
Duncan, a great leave for Robinson, and David just points at him.
And that is the way to do it. Now, you can't be afraid to attack against it. If they're going to press you, they can pay.
Duncan, a great leave for Robinson, and David just points at him.
And that is the way to do it. 2 minutes left, still too much time to get conservative. If they're going to press you and you beat the press, you take it to them and take advantage of them and score the bucket.
But Harris runs into Collins around the pick. And Duncan blocks another shot at Kenyon Martin.
He's had his way, Stephen Jackson. Early on, he was getting to the hoop. Now he's hitting turnaround jumpers. He's got his confidence going.
Kenyon Martin trying to tip in, twice his own miss and can't, and then fouls Duncan over the back.
Oh, look at the bright spot. He got 3 offensive rebounds, 1 trip.
And Duncan got his 18th rebound and paid the price as he's still trying to clear the tears.
It's amazing the numbers that Duncan just puts up effortlessly.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd was badly outplayed by Tony Parker.
The Nets, remember, had 3 major second-half field goal droughts. That and too much Tony Parker and too much Tim Duncan is going to be their undoing here in Game 1.
He has got that runner down pat.
Duncan's got a 20-rebound game again. Wow.
Oh, had Kittles on the back cut.
Barry Kittles has been very quiet offensively throughout the playoffs. And a turnover to start things off for New Jersey.
The league's best defense comes through once again. Greg Popovich's message to his squad. Respect the game, respect the opponent. Don't think this thing is over. New Jersey is a very good team coming into this series, having won 10 straight.
They play Duncan straight up. He takes it over Collins and got the roll.
That's almost unfair. He's 7 foot. Well, I guess that's why he's one of the greatest that ever played. You're able to put the ball on the ground, go for a jumper, and just do all the stuff that he does.
The challenge for New Jersey is to get it back in the other end.
Kittles, jumper. Duncan's got his hands on the rebound.
Well, I think one thing to look forward to tonight, or look at, is in the 3 games they played so far this year, New Jersey's at 72, 59, and 70 half-court wins. They need more than that.
Bowen, who's been shooting lights out during the playoffs from three-point land, makes it 5-0 San Antonio.
Glass right by the 2 best defensive big men in the game today.
Before he scored, the Nets had been empty on all 6 of their trips down court. Parker got it. Tony Parker.
Why don't you give the ball to Tim Duncan every single play?
Jackson, he'll take another outside jumper. This time Jefferson got a hand in his face. He missed it. Here comes Jason Kidd. Martin blocked by Duncan.
Oh, how about a little mayonnaise with that ball sandwich?
Unlike in Game 1, the 2 block shots that have come tonight, one from Robinson, one from Duncan, have both gone out of bounds. Not with anything that the 2 big guys have done wrong, just because of the nature of the shot attempts. The Spurs have 3 blocks on the evening.
Of the work defensively on Tim Duncan.
I like the way he handled himself in the post-game press conferences and the 48 hours ensuing after Game 1.
Malik Rose in the lineup for the Spurs as Duncan up and in. Kidd somehow got a pass to Harris. I don't know where that one came from.
A lot of time on the shot clock.
Collins inside, blocked by Duncan. This one blocked to Parker.
Tim Duncan in game 1 had 32 points on only 14 shots.
Here's Tim on the baseline, answering the call for us again. 6 minutes and change remaining second quarter. Let's see if the kid's still hot. That one rolled around and out, and Duncan with a rebound. Claxton right back to Duncan. Good ball movement by the Spurs.
Nice.
Oh! Duncan trying to throw it over Mutombo. Stan Crawford, as Mutombo went over to him, said, please, Dikembe, back up.
Too much ball handling. The movement that was there early in the first quarter, they seem to come by the wayside.
Duncan, a little bit short, but got it back and made sure.
Not get called for. It's the finals. Come on.
You looked in from atop of the sold-out SBC Center as David Robinson goes inside.
But the story of David Robinson unable to produce a series of games go on is coming through once again tonight.
Duncan, there's some producing.
Down, TD.
10 for Duncan. 5-point game with under 7 to go third quarter. Kittles trying to get around a Collins pick. 8 on the shot clock. Jefferson, tough jumper outside, and Bowen's all over the rebound.
Long rebound starting.
Got him. Good bank pass.
Duncan again.
The presence of mind of Tim Duncan to realize that he had no chance in the first play, forcing Byron Scott to take a timeout now as Tim Duncan coming to the floor.
The lead got up to 7 at 47-40. But it was Tim Duncan, as he did on Wednesday, showing why he's the 2-time MVP. 2 big buckets, and it's 47-44. Tim Duncan, will he get a touch here? He does with Collins on him. They double him, and Parker will take the outside jumper and knock it down. Tony Parker's first basket of the quarter. And here comes Tony Parker with a minute remaining third quarter. Trying to get it to Tim Duncan. They finally do. And he lays it in.
Well, good job of throwing it back out to the top of the key, and instead of swinging it.
Duncan again with Mutombo on it. Jump hook by Duncan. Tough shot.
Well, as good as Mutombo is, he still can't guard Tim Duncan out of the block. And I know Byron Scott, when they take the first dribble, they want to come just a little late that time.
Getting down to 3:15 remaining.
Based on what the Spurs have done in the playoffs, they may have them right where they want them.
Could be. They had the big comeback against Dallas in the fourth quarter. Duncan blocks the shot and takes it right away. Finally, he touches it with Duncan out.
Got to watch him going left.
He goes left, around Duncan, in tight.
Too many pump fakes.
Duncan wants it in the paint for the hook, and he got it. He had a career-high 35 in that one that Bill's talking about. He's 4 for 5 already tonight. Rose with the outside jumper. That's way short. Duncan trying to go straight back up with it, and does.
Why you keep your arms up above your shoulders.
You have been confused with Mr. Clean, however.
But look at Tim Duncan's first half statistics in this series. Only averaging 8 points on 36% shooting.
They double him again. Off balance, he got one to go. I don't know how, but he's got 9.
Well, you know, Hart. I mean, they're here, aren't they? I mean, if they're in this stage of the game, you got Hart in the building.
Michael J. Fox, we appreciate it. Have fun watching the game. Brad, let's go back to you.
Tim Duncan to David Robinson inside. Perfect pass.
Pick and roll with 2 7-footers. How do you defend that?
Everybody recovering and helping out your teammate and refusing to give an open look.
But through no fault of Anthony Johnson, the net offense has fallen apart here since Jason Kidd is on the bench. The rest of these guys have got to come alive and help AJ.
Speedy Claxton gives the Spurs the lead back. Claxton in there with Duncan, Robinson, Ginobili, and Steven Jackson. Duncan's going to go straight up over Mutombo.
You're talking about one of the premier defenders of all time, and Tim Duncan just looked at him and said, face.
You know
Get
what?
back and stay down.
Actually, I guess that's 2 words.
Spurs by 1. Can Martin get it going up against the shot clock here?
And up against the glass, and Tim Duncan missed it.
That hit the rim. It hit the rim.
It hit the backboard. I don't know if it hit the rim.
They're going to say it didn't hit the rim. It went off the box, but apparently not off the iron.
I'd sure like to see that again.
Well, I'm sure you will.
Let's see right here.
That is the rim. That is the rim.
That's with a fast break point advantage. Perry Kittles has had the best night of anybody offensively. As you can see by those percentages, that's not saying too much. Tim Duncan leads the break. The pass to Ginobili. What a dish by Duncan.
Mutombo, single coverage on Tim Duncan.
Ginobili fakes the dish and goes in and scores.
Forget about making a bucket. How about just not falling down?
Turnovers in the corner. The Spurs all kinds of trouble. Can Parker hit another? Yes, he can. Tony Parker back-to-back threes. Kittles, he almost turned it over. 7 on the shot clock. And now they do turn it over. Rose, who had the shot on one end, the steal on the other, and Duncan finger rolls it. Well, just like that, the Spurs lead again.
Stuck in the key after picking up their dribble.
At least after back-to-back turnovers, they'll take it. There's Rose again.
Well, both guys got caught on Tim Duncan. And nobody beat none of the guards. The big guys are both double teaming the other big guy. One of your guards has to be back and box out and guard the other big man.
That was Duncan's 13th rebound. Now here he is offensively. Parker wide open 3. Got it! Tony Parker starting to put one of those fourth quarters together like we saw earlier in the Western Conference playoffs.
Denying all the penetration.
Kenyon Martin in traffic. Tim Duncan comes up with a strip and the steal.
Duncan behind his back with the dribble, leading the break.
He just wanted to show us a little something like that.
He shows me something every time he walks on that floor.
18 Nets turnovers. Under 3 minutes. In fact, at 2.5. Duncan through traffic. That's why he's an MVP.
You see right here, Eric Williams, always a tough task guarding this guy. Getting the hands over and then up. It's such a nice release.
Kenyon Martin only gets to play 3/4 of the tilt because of the excessive fouling.
Kenyon Martin is fouled out of one. There's a backdoor cut by Parker and the great feed by Duncan. I'm going to say Martin fouled out of one game and had 5 fouls in the other 2.
We've seen that this playoff series with Weber, Stojakovic, Nowitzki, Nash. The little guy rubbing off the big guy. And if you have a big guy that can pass, boy, that's tough to stop.
Particularly utilizing the pivot foot.
Kid's going to try for 2 in a row. Robinson off the miss. The outlet to Parker. He's got Bowen in front. Didn't see him in time. Duncan, a little head fake. Maybe half a travel for the score.
Tease him, Tim.
And Tony Parker the rebound.
Horrendous recognition by the Nets.
What a crossover by Parker. Jackson gave up a 3, and again he does the whirling dervish inside to Duncan. This time Jackson slows it down.
And Rose got him.
They finally get it to him after an extra pass, and Duncan tips it in. 3 minutes remaining in the quarter. 14-10 San Antonio. Ginobili's in there for the Spurs along with Parker, Duncan, Jackson. And it's Duncan off the glass. Tom and I watched him work on that. I bet it was 20 minutes from both sides in warm-ups tonight. 6-0 run by the Nets, and they tie it up.
Out of that timeout, Byron Scott should can that speed.
Spurs have missed their last 6. Duncan will try to alleviate that problem, and as only he can, he hits double figures to put San Antonio back in front.
When Speedy Claxton has come in the game, they have not really lost anything. As well as Tony Parker has played, Speedy Claxton has matched him in the limited opportunities that he's had.
And now he's on Jason Kidd. Kidd backing him in, trying to spin and leaves it on the baseline for Martin. Tipped, missed, pulled down by Mutombo and blocked from behind.
Back at you.
And has the ball in hand. His team down by 4. 5 minutes left, second quarter. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Kittles, the left hand.
Tim Duncan as a defender, inspired by Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Willis Reed out there tonight.
With 4 minutes left to go in the second, they just got to be able to get some offense going.
Duncan off the inbound, off the glass, automatic.
When was the last time you saw that play run for a center?
That block by Kenyon Martin, guys, the 13th of the game, tying a finals record. And Tim Duncan, Mr. Dependable, over Williams and off the glass again.
Yikes. You got to be strong just to get it through Aaron Williams, but to get it through and kiss it off the glass.
So 14 for Duncan. This is his first trip to the free throw line, which has been his really only struggle so far through the playoffs.
I'm surprised that more players don't use the glass. And it has been proven in the world of physics that by using the glass, it improves your chances.
Spoken like a true Bruin.
The head of the physics department at Princeton, Daniel Marlowe, has done a study on this.
Here's Harris, and it's Duncan with his 14th rebound, and the Spurs almost unbelievably have a chance to lead. They were down by 15 what seems like just minutes ago.
Well, they need to keep close and stay in this when New Jersey does. If you get behind by 7 or 8, you'll start wondering what the heck's going on.
And Duncan came over to help out Bowen and blocked the shot.
Duncan is looking at the referee and saying, how can this be? I've got the ball in my hands. I'm snatching it away from everyone. What a block. And then to come right back and have it.
You see Duncan down there yelling at his teammates, get me the ball.
Mutombo on him. Kidd comes to help out. Ginobili has an open 3, and he knocked it down.
I would let Mutombo guard Duncan one-on-one right now.
Well, that's what they're doing their damage tonight. 22 offensive rebounds for the Spurs on the evening and counting.
Here's Tim Duncan. Mutombo on it.
Not a lot of movement off the ball by the Spurs.
Duncan over Mutombo. Wow. So Tim Duncan's given San Antonio the lead back by 1. We're under 4.5 minutes.
Don't just rely on Duncan. You got to have movement away from the ball to get other guys involved.
Duncan thought that he was fouled the last trip down, and he shows as much anger as he's shown. Kenyon Martin inside. Duncan stripped it. Martin's got another chance, and Duncan blocked it again. Can he get 3? Did. Nope. Not the third time.
Wow, was that reminiscent of Charles Smith against the Bulls a few years back? Underneath the bucket, up, block. Let me get it back. Up, block. Let me get it back one more time, please, somebody. Send me to the line.
Charles Smith, there was 5 self-checks in that.
And Ginobili out there with him. Here's the last 9 seconds of game 4. Kerr having trouble getting it in. Got it into Duncan. Duncan driving on Kenyon Martin and lays it in with 5.6 left.
Just too skilled, as is this young man here, the league's MVP, waltzing in for an uncontested layup.
Needing 3 points. Ginobili gets a look. Gets his man in the air for the tie. No! Duncan puts it back up, but it's not enough. And the Nets have won it. And
nice
now
D.
Duncan steals it right back.
Oh, a 7-footer out there picking your pocket.
All-league defense virtually every season of his career, Tim Duncan.
Duncan wants it back offensively. Martin right there with him. Tony Parker moves it to Jackson. He gave up a 3. He'll take the outside jumper and knock it down. Steven Jackson has not been that effective really since game 2. Martin, quick move across the lane, missed off the glass. And Duncan with a rebound.
Well, that's one of the first times in the series that he's got the ball on the left block and gone right, and he had a great look at the bucket. You keep getting looks like that, you're going to put those down.
He wants to get to that jump hook a lot.
And now he strips it from Duncan again, but it comes free to Bowen. Duncan's just going to turn and deal right there.
Well, I'm surprised he takes so much time down on the left or the right block trying to back Kenyon Martin in. If he gets to 8 feet, he can just turn around and shoot over him.
Long rebounds at the foul line often determine huge games like this.
Duncan gave up a 17-footer for a runner and then tipped it in.
Just throw it out the front of the rim. Oh, Moses Malone, get your own rebound, tip it right back in.
Hope is alive for New Jersey.
Mutombo, you can see on Duncan has checked in, almost stripped the ball from him, and Tim got possession back and knocked down his third field goal.
Now, I love when Jason Kidd shoots those shots. The rhythm jump shots in the open court. I think he should do more of that because he's a much better shooter in the open court and rhythm than he is in the half court. Of course, right now, he's doing a little bit of everything.
He's going to try it again. This one's in and out. Collins almost tipped it in, going back up. Parker around a Duncan pick right back to him, and Duncan will take the long jumper and knocks it down.
That's the path of least resistance right there.
Turnover story even. Lucius Harris will take the jumper. Ginobili got a piece of it. Duncan right back to Ginobili on the break. Trying to tie it up and does.
Well, he is athletic. I think he's going to be a very good player in this league, Ginobili.
He's put Tony Parker back in there, along with Rose and Duncan. Ginobili. Duncan off the feed from Rose. He'll take it any way he can get it right now.
He was in historical territory for a long while there, Malik Rose. Right now, the Spurs are outworking and outthinking the Nets.
Jefferson, nice spin inside, didn't finish though, and Duncan pulls it down, and here comes the big fella on the dribble again.
Love the way he dribbles. How about the level of professionalism?
Down to 5 seconds remaining in a half. Duncan will get the last chance, it appears. On the baseline, Tim Duncan, and he knocked it down just before the horn sound.
Well, that guy's pretty good.
He's got 14 points to go with 10 rebounds, and he hit it just before the shot clock and the game clock went off, and they're making sure right now as Joe Crawford's over there having a look at the replay, and we'll take another look at it. You're going to see this shot go before the lights go off on the backboard. There's Duncan, and there it goes, and it's in. Yep, they were fouling him in the first quarter. A Hackabowen, and didn't really work very well. Kidd got Parker in the air, blocked by Duncan. Third block shot by Tim Duncan.
On a pace to set another NBA record, Tim Duncan, for block shots in a series. He's averaging 5 per game.
He's had 2 games with 7 each, 3 tonight. Here he is offensively against Collins. On the baseline, and he goes down as he's fouled.
What a move. Turn and face against a big guy who can't move with you. But the defense. He has to go by, first of all, the perimeter defender, then David Robinson is there, and then Tim Duncan. But when you turn and use that inside pivot, fake one way, come back the other, and get in the air for the throwdown, there's virtually no stopping him.
Tim's numbers, a double-double again, as always. And he has his first point of the third quarter. Back-to-back MVPs for Tim Duncan. This season averaging over 23 points and right at 13 rebounds and 4 block shots a game. He missed the second. Out of bounds to the Nets.
This is Tim Duncan's 13th consecutive double-double in this year's playoffs. And this is why.
Tim Duncan gets a double team. They move it around the perimeter, and now Jackson leaves it for Duncan.
Great defense, Steven Jackson.
Harris crossing the lane.
Even better defense by Tim Duncan.
Now Claxton bringing it for the Spurs. Bowen for 3. Duncan somehow got that rebound and puts it in.
What a rebounder. Never brings his arms down below his shoulder.
We'll keep our eye on that as we're under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Well, it's right now, Stu, as a matter of fact, as Mutombo's just gotten up, getting ready to remove the warm-up.
How about zone defense for the Nets?
Spurs now haven't had a field goal in 3 minutes. Duncan over Collins. There's one.
7 foot tall, being able to fade away, moving to your right from beyond the free throw line. Yikes.
23 for Duncan.
No, I agree, but the Nets are still flying out on him. It would be interesting to see. I'd be interested to see if Parker get involved in this game a little bit.
Duncan, we know he's involved. He's looking there, trying to get it down to Rose, and does.
What a pass. you could be in a deflated situation.
I always go 2 for 1.
Jefferson underneath. Duncan blocked the shot, his 4th of the night.
Who's going to guard Tim Duncan? Aaron Williams faces that unenviable test. What a pass.
And Parker with a reverse layup off the glass.
That is a great look right there and a nice finish.
And Chris Rock pointed it out. He said that when Jason Kidd has to score and shoot too much, the Nets don't play well. Everybody else standing around.
Duncan on the baseline. It goes.
What an angle. Byron Scott scratching his head, saying, we need a timeout. Bad.
The angle Bill talked about, an impossible one it appeared. But it goes up, bounces around, drops through. 76-67 Spurs.
Utilizes the complete roster, and you got a great post feeder in Steve Kerr out there.
Kidd trying to double, and that leaves Kerr open, and he knocked down a 3.
Byron Scott telling us that he has been so disappointed with the team's closeout defense. They're just allowing guys to waltz their way to the hoop.
Jefferson penetrates and gives it to Collins. Block shot inside. Robinson pulls it down.
I think I'd give a half to Duncan, half to Robinson there.
I'm good with that. Tony Parker looking for a pick from Duncan. Gives it right back to him. And now Tim driving on Kenyon Martin. And got it.
We have seen literally every shot imaginable in this series from Tim Duncan. Is there anything you can't do? How do you guard a guy that skilled, that versatile, that complete?
So the Nets score 5 straight. Now back-to-back buckets. Makes it a 1-point ball game. Martin faces Duncan.
Too much standing around.
And another shot blocked inside.
And as just a second-year player, Jason Collins, who's made vast strides, will have to develop that short little 12-foot jumper to help his squad down the road.
Almost halfway through the quarter. We haven't seen a foul yet. And Tim Duncan's got his second basket off the glass. Nice-looking shot.
When he gets to the half court, then I try to set people up. But, boy, let it fly.
Spurs are approaching 3.5 minutes without a field goal. And that one doesn't go either. But Duncan will take another, and he knocks it in.
Where would the Spurs be without Tim Duncan?
Probably not in this series. That's for sure.
Jeez.
Think they might be drafting in the top 13 in a couple weeks? And you see something they haven't been able to do in the previous 5 games they're doing tonight is the perimeter shooting. 6 for 13, right around 50%. If that can keep up, they're going to be in great shape.
Well, how long is that going to last, though?
I said if it could.
Jefferson, nice feed inside to Williams, but Tim Duncan has blocked his 3rd shot of the quarter. Duncan wants it down low. 21 seconds left. Nice. The feed to Jackson as he slices through the lane. Kerr, who had 6 points in the 4th quarter, 2 big shots, and an even bigger steal that helped seal Game 5. He's in there, and so is Speedy Claxton. Nice feed from Duncan to Jackson, and Jackson points as if to say, thanks, Tim.
We've seen this before, too.
Yep.
Match field goal for turnover, 1 for 1. Not a good ratio.
Kerr wanted it to get it to Duncan so badly, waited until he fell down and got back up, and then Duncan inside, outside to Speedy Claxton, and just that quickly, Speedy's in the books.
What a players. What a series. What a finals. When they have relentlessly pounded it to the hoop. They have not done that tonight. They've got to get back to what makes them the odds-on favorite to win this championship.
Inside, outside, and Claxton knocks it down again. When Duncan draws a double team, Claxton's been wide open.
One of the beautiful things about Duncan's passing is that he gives it up early enough. He doesn't wait until he is smothered so that he can't use his feet to deliver the ball.
He's already got 4 assists tonight.
And 3 blocks as well.
Johnson a little out of control, and he missed the shot, and Duncan pulls it down.
And Aaron Williams, some pretty good power players coming out of Xavier.
Not forget that Aaron Williams' grandmother suffered a life-threatening stroke in the Detroit series in the Eastern Conference Finals. He had to miss some time.
Tim Duncan, chance for a 3-point play. And speaking of quiet, that's about as much emotions you're going to see out of Tim Duncan. He knows his time is now to get his team in this ballgame. Watch the reaction. That's about as much as you're going to see out of TD. That's the first shot he's taken this quarter, and he hammered it home, and he's got a chance to cut it to a 5-point ball game.
But on the hot seat with Stuart Scott in the pregame show, Tim Duncan was saying, that's not who I am. And I can only be who I am. I can't try to be what everybody else wants me to be. Zone defense one last time for San Antonio.
They've done a good job attacking this, not staying on the perimeter, being aggressive.
Zone defense again, and
just like
Kenyon
that.
Martin got it inside. Block shot by Duncan. But Collins is there. Duncan with his 4th block shot.
The NBA Finals record for one game is 8. Duncan halfway there, and we still got 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
There's his mom and dad, Ambrose and Frida. And on this Father's Day, they're looking on as proud of their son, I'm sure, as a basketball player, but as the human being he is and the things he's done in this city. Here's Duncan. Kick out to Bowen. Good 3-point shooter. Got it!
I think things are changing, though. San Antonio starting to come alive.
Duncan blocks another shot.
He's just had the record in the first half.
He's got 5. Or he might have hit it, and now it's Tony Parker, the rebound. Duncan's in front. He didn't see him in time. Now he got it to him off the glass. In and out. Duncan's second chance. Spurs down 4, a chance to cut further into the Nets' lead that at one point was 10.
Nice pass.
Robinson from Duncan.
They play so well together on both ends. The interchange, the high-low, they come in the defensive end. One guy swipes low and blocks a shot.
Second time they've cut the lead to a deuce. We're under a minute. Kidd missed the jumper. Ginobili the rebound. Chance for the Spurs to tie or lead. Duncan in a low block for the tie. Got it!
And that's the 11th turnover of the night for San Antonio. They're playing far too tight. Parker, Bowen, Ginobili, Rose have got to come alive.
The extra pass, Duncan to Robinson.
And Tim Duncan is working on a quadruple double.
We approach the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. New Jersey leading by 10. Duncan trying to get it to Robinson and can't find the opening. Tim will take the outside shot and got it. Duncan's first basket of the quarter from the outside. He's got 16 points. Mutombo in there. He'll guard Duncan. Not from out there, he won't. And Duncan got another.
We are looking at a flawless performance.
By a flawless performer. Claxton gets it to Duncan, who faces Mutombo. Duncan scores inside.
Big guys aren't supposed to cross over like that.
What a master. What a talent.
20 for the MVP.
Rodgers should be able to punish Jackson.
Backing him in. Up and under, blocked by Duncan.
Of course, Duncan knew that too, so he was waiting for that.
Let's see if that stop turns into points for the Spurs. Claxton saw a seam. Ginobili, wide open 3. Duncan tried to go back up with it. And here's Jason Kidd again on the run.
But what anticipation by Tim Duncan on the offensive glass.
Kidd, baseline jumper won't go. Duncan cleans it off again. Duncan's got 17 rebounds. But his team is trailing with under 8 minutes to play.
You've got to let Duncan isolate against Mutombo here. Nice.
Rose is all alone. They came over to help out. And Duncan, the assist man, finds Rose.
And Dikembe is just irate with Rodgers saying, look, let me play him.
8th assist for Duncan. It's a 2-point game.
Well, that's what it's going to come down to. Can they score in the half court? Since that 9-0 spurt of fast break points, they've only had 2 more fast break points since then.
Rodgers packs it back inside of Martin. Blocked by Duncan. That's his 31st block shot of this series. That's a new record.
7th of the game tonight for Duncan. You cannot just go right into his face and throw up weak stuff.
Duncan gives it up. Jackson for the first lead. Got it! Jason Kidd tries to quiet the crowd, but it's Duncan with another rebound. Spurs lead for the first time, 73-72. Duncan in traffic.
What a pass.
Robinson over Mutombo. Peter Holt looking on as San Antonio leads by 3.
The 31st block by Tim Duncan. That kind of execution will not get it done by Kenyon Martin. That led to a beautiful arcing three-pointer for the first lead of the night. David Robinson extends that with his relentless work on the offensive glass. Spurs in control, and the missed free throws haunting New Jersey.
First missed free throw tonight is Harris. There's the NBA Finals record that betters Patrick Ewing in '94. Patrick had 30 block shots, but that was in 7 games. This is game 6, and it's getting a little loud in here.
Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson, that's where the responsibility lies.
They've come up empty on their last 7 trips, have the Nets offensively. Now it's Duncan backing in. The kick out. Jackson's hit 2 big threes. He's hit 3!
Low-scoring quarters that right now, if the Spurs win this game, it may be because of a monster offensive explosion in the 4th quarter.
I didn't think you'd ever say that in this series.
By Steven Jackson, who was cut by the New Jersey Nets.
Gary Kittle's trying to answer. Robinson pulls it down.
It's what you live for.
An 11-point lead. Johnson, the miss. Kevin Willis had his hands on the rebound, but Ginobili pulls it down. We're down to the final 20 seconds. San Antonio, a lot of people talked about their 99 title having an asterisk next to it. The 2003 title's about to have an exclamation point next to it. The San Antonio Spurs are your world champions.
To a team that had the best record in the league, that had the coach of the year, the repeat MVP, and now this. Congratulations to Peter and Juliana, to the entire Spurs organization, and to this great city of San Antonio for your 2003 NBA champion, San Antonio Spurs.
Mr. Holt, not a bad way to open up a new building.
Oh, what a great way. Thank you to our great fans. What a fantastic year we've had.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where's Greg Popovich, the head coach? Greg, come on up here. Typical Greg Popovich, letting the players enjoy the moment. You are one of very few men, just a dozen, to have won 2 NBA championships as a head coach. Is this one any more satisfying than the one in '99?
Each one is wonderful in its own way, and neither one of them would have happened except for one thing. We got the greatest guys in the world.
Congratulations, Pop. Time now to bring the commissioner back up for the presentation of the most valuable player.
What can I say? He led his team in points, in rebounds, in blocks, and assists for this entire series. Your 2-time consecutive NBA MVP is the most valuable player of the 2003 NBA Finals. Congratulations, Tim Duncan.
Tim, not only do you go out this season with the regular season and the Finals MVP, you become the first man in 10 years to have a triple-double in the NBA Finals in a single game. Was tonight any tougher than any of the other games along the way in this series?
Absolutely, it was. Those guys didn't want to go home. They didn't want to give up, but our team stuck with it. Our guys were incredible tonight. We played the whole way through. Just a lot of credit to our guys.
Same thing I asked Pop. Is this one any sweeter than 99?
It is, because it's now.
A word about your running mate, the other 7-footer, David Robinson, as he says goodbye.
Yeah, hate to see him go. We're going to try to talk him into coming back another year, but I don't know if that's going to work.
Congratulations, Tim Duncan. Does anybody want to hear from David Robinson? Where are you, David?